Is theonomy evil? Well, theos means God, and nomos means law. So where does this occur? Where is this question? This question is mainly in the civil realm. When someone talks about theonomy, they're typically referring to the role of civil government. So naturally the question is asked, well, what is the responsibility of civil government? What are crimes? And what should we consider to be crimes? What is the punishment for crime? And what is the purpose of civil law and these punishments? Theonomy affirms in all areas of life exactly what Scripture affirms. No neutrality. There is no neutrality. You are either for God or you are against God. Look, this is what the Psalms says in chapter 119. I cling to your testimonies, O Lord. Let me not be put to shame. I will run in the way of your commandments when you enlarge my heart. Teach me, O Lord, the way of your statutes, and I will keep it to the end. Give me understanding that I may keep your law and observe it with my whole heart. Lead me in the path of your commandments, for I delight in it. Incline my heart to your testimonies and not to selfish gain. Turn my eyes from looking at worthless things and give me life in your ways. And so what about the new covenant? Is this something that's a part of the new covenant? It's easy to say, well, that's Old Testament. But what about the new covenant? You know, the popular passage in Ezekiel 36, where he says, and I will give you a new heart, and a new spirit I will put within you. And I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes and be careful to obey my rules. You shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your God. That's new covenant. Now, what about all the passages about the passing of the law being obsolete, or not under law but under grace? Do we get rid of the law? Well, Jesus said, I did not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. Do not think that I came to abolish it. And Paul says in Romans 3, do we then overthrow the law by this faith? And by no means. On the contrary, we uphold the law. And all of it can be summed up scripturally in Romans 13. Romans 13 says this, for rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. And would you have no fear of the one who is in authority? Then do what is good, and you will receive his approval. And get this, for he is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for he does not bear the sword in vain. For he is the servant of God, an avenger who carries out God's wrath on the wrongdoer. And there's the dividing line. Government is meant to be for our good. It is a servant of God. And so when God's servant is rebellious, what happens? I think we know what happens. There's the dividing line. Is civil government doing good or evil? What is good and what is evil? And only theonomy offers that. Theonomy is the only doctrine that can account for good and evil in the civil realm. Everything else is natural law, or just I guess you say giving up, just ignoring civil law and saying it doesn't really matter. So if this is theonomy, then no, theonomy is not evil. Theonomy is a biblical mandate. It is a command.